What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. And let me start you off with a little bit of road rage real quick, because I almost got assaulted on the 154 San Ynez going to Santa Barbara. And check it out. So I'm driving down the 154, and this man, him and his buddy, and then the truck in front, there's 4 people in total, 2 in each truck, and one kept flicking me off. So I asked him, what's his problem?
What's your problem?
They were 4 white people. They passed by me, flicking me off, pointing at me, acting like they were tough, because they're in the crowd. It's just me by myself. And so I decided to record them. And then they started throwing things at me, started acting reckless, driving reckless. And as you can see, the truck in the front, he gets up on the sunroof and throws a beer can backwards. And then you can clearly see that they start clapping. And at one point, it even looked like they were going to force me to stop on the road. But, luckily, I had kept my distance so I could go around them or, do what I had to evade anything. But you can see him flexing. He thinks he's funny. He thinks he's tough. And, it's just 4 white kids, in 2 trucks against someone who's 5 feet, 120 pounds, But either way, I keep recording. I'm following them. And they get even more reckless. They start throwing more things back. And I'll show you. I'll slow it down so you can see it. And again, both the trucks in front of me were flicking me off, pointing at me, throwing things at me as they passed by. So that's why I decided to record them, I didn't know if they were going to assault me. I don't know if I was going to get shot. I don't know if I was going to get, blocked in or, I don't know anything. They even scared this guy off the road, That's how bad it got. And then they both took off. They accelerated and they got away. But I have the license plate to the truck in front of me. And as you can see, the other truck had complete disregard of the bike lane. And had there been a vendor there, I would have gone taken out. But it passed like 4 cars doing 80, maybe 90. And it took off when it realized that I was recording. So with that being said, these guys are cowards. So that's how the white people act on the road. And I don't know, it's because I'm Mexican, but I have a lot of bad luck with white people lately. But on a different outlook, I'm here in Santa Barbara, and I'll show you that they act a lot different when they're not on the road. When they're face to face, they don't act that brave.
Here I come.
And let me show you the first day of Fiestas, August 30th. 2026, Santa Barbara, California, Old Coast Village Road, California. What's up, everybody? So today is July 30th. Today is Thursday, July 30th, 2026. And at 4:30 through 6:30 by Old Coast Village, just down the street, they're gonna do the beginning of Old Spanish Days Fiestas. And I'm gonna try to record it, check it out. I'm still injured, everything still hurts. I'm still trying to get my justice, but I'm still out here, I get bored being at the house, doing what I gotta do. So I come out here, try to do some videos, let you guys see Santa Barbara. This right now, I'm outside the Biltmore. It's that fancy hotel back there. And, this is the beach that comes with it. So after this, I'm gonna go walk down to Old Coast Village and then check it out. All right. So right now I'm walking away from the beach. I'm going towards Old Coast Village. I didn't bring my mic. I didn't bring anything. So that's why I'm speaking so close. But I'm gonna try to show you guys what it looks like. And I have a vlog stick, so I'm holding everything with my left. I usually don't do anything with my right because it hurts.
But I'm out here just trying to get my walk on, trying to get some exercise because I still need to go out, do stuff. But yeah, until the doctor gets held accountable, or the public defender, or what does it call it, the other doctor who fraudulently falsified medical documents. Until there's accountability, I don't know why everybody's trying to arrest me for being a father, for failing to pay, when my shoulder's already fucked up, and they fucked it up, and they know they fucked it up because they kept my payments at $20. And, to my daughter, that's wrong. She feels bad because like the worst out of the worst, is like $20. That's every month, that's according to the state. And they know why. It's because of them. They fucked everything up. So with that being said, I don't know. But I'm trying to walk over here. I'm gonna turn this around. I'm coming up to a train station right ahead, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Damn, a nice car. So I'm passing by Old Coast Village now, and I'm getting close to where they're gonna do the little Fiestas things. It's about to start, I think, like in 10 minutes. I probably should have took a walk by the beach more because it's getting way too hot over here. It was way colder by the beach. But let me turn this around so you guys can see. Cause I'm speaking way too close so you guys can hear the mic.
So as you can see, the Anglo-Saxons on the streets don't even bother to look at me or act hostile towards me in any way when it's face to face. And I think I like it like that. On the contrary, the white people on the court side, the commissioner, public defenders, and attorneys, they're trash. They don't help anybody but themselves. I've been wrongfully arrested and I haven't been paid for it, and my daughter hasn't been getting representative or service from the family facility or the DCSS department. And so far, they've collected over $1 million since my false arrest, and they want to keep my case open so they can keep collecting funding. But they're wrong, they're corrupt, and I can't wait until they get exposed. But for now, just showing you guys the difference between road rage and face-to-face, real-time scenarios. And not all the white people are like that towards me. It's just the hateful ones. The Commissioner Carol Hubner, Susan Sindelaire, David Collins, Jennifer Diaz, Khan from the risk management team, and everybody who didn't want to sign or verify my injuries to court and had me arrested. Everybody that hated on me and didn't do anything for my daughter. All you white people, I hope one day you guys get fired and, you get exposed. It's not just the crooked courts that I'm talking about. I'm also talking about the district attorneys and the detectives that I talked to, the ones that know that I had physical damages to my shoulder and still let me get arrested, still let my daughter be in poverty, still let me get pushed around by the white community and haven't done anything. Still talking to you people too. As you can see, I had credible evidence that showed my inability to pay child support while I was injured. And supposedly everybody's arresting me because of my little child right here, because my beautiful child, but nobody's doing anything for her. Her family, her mother, they're not getting credits because I'm not getting credits. Everybody else who are supposedly representing for my daughter on behalf of the law and the child services, they have already accredited themselves $1 million. And the public defender who failed me accredited herself a year's worth for doing no work. And I got arrested and nobody's trying to help me out. And I'm talking about detectives, district attorneys, people that have power, like the assistant to Greg Hart. I forgot who his name, Ethan and Greg Hart. I spoke to the people representing the state and who are in the government, and everybody has ignored my request for help, and everybody's acting like it's not a big deal, but this is a very big deal, especially when it's white people benefiting off of my daughter's needs and my pain.
Hi, my name is Cesar Peralta. I've been in Santa Barbara resident all my life. As of recently, I've been arrested, charged 40 days false arrest without any proper representation. And I feel it's been like that because there isn't enough variety amongst the city leaders and representatives. My whole courtroom was of a white ethnicity. My public defender was also. I did have evidence. It was never introduced. I do have a poster behind. I was injured with a separated shoulder, AC joint, and a wing scapula caused by Dr. Proctor. It was covered up by Dr. Romero, and ultimately I got arrested and held accountable. I haven't been able to see my daughter because I do have visitation and payment obligations. But as of last month, or as of last year, the risk management team gave me $12,000, 500 for a debt that was $36,000 caused by Dr. Proctor and Romero, and therefore I need Casa de la Raza to be up and running for people like me who are of a minority descent, and that's all. Thank you.
Again, here in Santa Barbara with Cesar Peralta, to be followed by Leo Smith. Cesar?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cesar Peralta, and I'm a born resident and citizen of Santa Barbara, California. I know that today the city leaders and representatives are here to consider recommendations regarding several items on the agenda, and I'm here to ask nothing different. I would like the city leaders to consider reevaluating a corrupt tyrant act done against me on August 15, 2023. I was arrested while innocent and charged with disobeying court orders, then withheld from attending my civil lawsuit versus Dr. Romero. I was denied the right to introduce evidence, arrested with a no bail order, then charged $9,000 for failing to appear at my civil trial conferences. My public defender, Susan Sindelar, had changed my court date and time at the last minute, and nobody showed up to my trial. I was then arrested and denied the right to introduce evidence as to why I couldn't pay child support. And at the time, I was suffering from a separated shoulder, AC joint, and wing and scapula with the long thoracic nerve damage, plus lower back and rib pain. But the courts and representatives acted like it was in the best interest of my child to separate me from my child and arrest me for failing to pay child support. My medical treatment was delayed by Dr. Romero from 2020 to 2022, and he falsified medical documents to indicate improvements in my health when there was no improvements. I stayed injured for 6 years because of Dr. Romero's staff and false medical reports. I was arrested because the doctors didn't want to verify my injuries through a court-ordered DCSS medical verification report. The public defender was asking to be signed by a doctor. Therefore, she didn't want to see my X-rays, photos, or injuries. I filed a complaint versus the public defender in 2024, and it was corruptly settled without any evidence presented to the risk management team, which includes Mona Miyasoto, Greg Milligan, and Madeline Orr. I was told that $12,500 was the max the city can do for my false arrest, even though it forced me out of a disability hearing, medical treatment, and a $250,000 civil lawsuit versus Dr. Romero. I explained I was still in pain and I was being charged $9,000 for failing my conference when I was arrested, but I was told again that it's all the city can do for me, take it or leave it. And so after 3 years of asking for attorneys for help and then filing my own complaint, I was forced to settle my complaint for the false arrest for $12,500. But I remember telling the risk management team of Santa Barbara that if that's the max they can do for me, then there's nothing I can do but accept the settlement. I later found out it was a lie because just recently the city leaders approved a $50,000 pay increase for themselves just to be at median pay. My life and ability to work has been altered by the doctors, city reps, and courts of Santa Barbara for no real law of reason. I have been punished and forced out of benefits and assistance, and my daughter to this day has not received any funding or help from the child services. All the child services have been able to do or has the power to do is revoke my license, which they did. I was forced to stop driving, forced to stop working DoorDash, all because my daughter needed money. To this day, I cannot work as I once could because I have a permanent weak right shoulder. And for the last 3 years, I've been averaging $5,500 per year doing DoorDash due to my injuries that went untreated for 6 years. So I'm here today asking for the corrupt actors and representatives to be held accountable and or ask the city leaders alongside the risk management team of Santa Barbara to reevaluate my complaint versus public defender Susan Sindelar, a case that forced me out of a due process, violated my civil rights, plus forced me out of a civil trial and disability hearing. I was lied to and forced to accept the city leader's month paycheck of $12,500 for all 6 years of pain and suffering and for my false arrest.
Thank you, Caesar. That is your time.
Okay.
We will now go to Leo Smith to be. We will now go to Caesar Peralta. Then we will go to Zoom with LaWanda Lyons Pruitt. Caesar?
Hello, my name is Cesar Peralta, and I'm here to request that the budget plan and all years that follow include the names and job titles to the employees of Santa Barbara, California, because I noticed that there has been 3 consecutive names that appear in the budget of 2021 to 2026, but they have no titles next to their name. Reese Elstad, Wesley Welch, and Stephen Yee. Reese Elstad is a person who recently blocked my public records request regarding the conversations done by email between me and Madeline Orr from the Santa Barbara Risk Management Team. I was given the attachment letters regarding my complaint for my false arrest, but I was denied the conversation that I had with the Risk Management Team. The city forced me to accept a settlement because the city management team claimed it was all the city can do that was within their budget for my wrongful arrest that caused permanent damages. For the past 4 years, the supervisors of Santa Barbara have ignored my request for an amended complaint to include damages and fines caused by the city employees. I was arrested in 2026 for failure to pay child support, but I had a separated AC joint, a wing of scapula, and a long thoracic nerve damage. I was denied the right to introduce my x-rays and photos as evidence, and the right to attend my civil lawsuit conferences. My arrest caused a $9,000 civil lawsuit fee caused by the city employees because my civil case was dismissed based on my absence due to my arrest. There's statute of limitations now, and every person involved that represented my child has been funded, except for my child, the mother, and myself. The SB courts got paid, the county jail got credits, the public defender and the DCSS workers all got credits for pretending to care about my child, but when there was no care. David Collins, Jennifer Diaz, Alicia received over $1 million in credits for representing my child on behalf of the child services. There's too many people who have benefited off my daughter's case, and I feel like there's too many unethical and corrupt practices done by the representatives of Santa Barbara, California. It's not just the public defenders and the court representatives, but the city leaders and the supervisors are also taking advantage of the people. And I'm hoping that the extra $50,000 you paid yourself makes you 50,000 times more efficient this year to actually do something for the people instead of doing things for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Peralta.
All right, thanks everybody for watching. I'm gonna let you guys know that I'm never gonna stop until my case gets resolved properly and my daughter gets justice and I get justice and the racist people get their power overturned. They get fired or whatever they have to do, but get them out of here.